My name is Leslie Hawk. This is Shiloh, and Reagan, my niece, is behind the camera. You might see her a little bit. She'll be doing some of the gate work for me here in a minute. But Shiloh is actually her horse. He is, I think, around 19 years old, 20 years old. She just gave me the up signal. It's one more year, she said. So he's 20. We don't know much about his background. We do know that he was with a family that had some autistic children, and he was giving some special needs kids rides. So he pretty much is a really good, solid horse. He's very gentle. I can get on him, and I'm not the most experienced rider. He can be a little stubborn, though. If he wants to go back to the barn, if he wants to go back to his mates, he'll just go, and it takes a really strong rider to get him under control. But on the whole, he's a really, really good boy, and so I'm going to use him today for our demonstration. Now, as you can see, just taking a look at him, I'm going to turn him to the side right now. Come here, baby. He's filthy. Please don't. This is not how we keep our horses. We have a pond on the property. You can't even see it from this side. It's worse on the other. He gets in the pond. He loves water. But anyway, Shiloh's always been a very long-haired horse. Even in the summertime, he's got thicker hair than most horses, I think. And because now the days are starting to get shorter, it's October 23rd. His winter coat is coming in, and unfortunately it's still 90 degrees, and so he gets in the pond to cool himself off and take off some of that heat that comes out during the day. But overall, he's got really good skin. We are noticing, and we're treating like a little bit of rain rot here on the back. Actually, it's healing up quite nicely. He just has that little bump there, and we're looking at some saddle pad additions, if you will, to prevent that from rubbing, because right now it's rubbing a little every time we ride him. So he's on saddle rest for a while until that heals up itself, but it's doing quite nicely. Conform wise, he has a little dip in his back. We've had to work with him on his top line a lot to get that strengthened. In the 2 years we've lived here, he's kind of been just a trail horse, kind of a fun horse, so he hasn't even been competing. And so he's gotten a little bit lax in his muscles, a little bit lax in his top line. But overall, he's a good looking horse. And so we're going to do a little bit of, here baby, I know, don't go to your mommy. We're going to do some range of motion on him to see if he will, how well he moves. And then we'll do some gait work. And then we'll get started with the massage. Okay, we're going to see about his range of neck motion here. So I've got a little bit of an incentive because he's a baby. So we're going to try to get him to bring his neck back here. He's not really wanting to come all the way back. Come on, baby. Okay, that was better. That was much better. Stick here. So that was better. Let me try the other side here. I'll give it to you in a minute, but you just got to try with me for a minute. Come on. Hey, pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay, this side, he's a little bit more reluctant. So we'll do some palpations here in a minute and see what his range of motion there. He's a little bit reluctant to that. Let's see if he'll go all the way to the ground. Reach back here underneath his legs. Good boy. Okay, I'm going to give it to him for that because he had a better range there. So that was good for his neck. This side again, not so good. We'll see what it feels like when I do some palpations and some of the massage. That's kind of tense even when I'm touching him right here, doing some effleurage right here. But we'll see. All right, we're going to do some range of motion on his legs here. So we're going to see about his elbow, his shoulder. Now he bends really good way up there. It's touching, so that's really good. I'm not seeing him straining or looking. He's a little bit resistant to come out a little bit. There's a lot of resistance. A lot of resistance I'm feeling. Not so much going in. Okay. Come here. And a lot of resistance to straighten out. No, he's not a fan. Okay. Yeah. All right, buddy. All right, let's go around and do the other side. You are so dirty on this side. Okay. He knows I'm so pleased at hearing it. So again, bending up here, the knee is really good. There's no popping. There's no sound. Oh, there was a little popping there. I heard that. Much easier to come out on this one. Much easier on this side. Yeah. I don't see the shoulder. Scapula seems to be moving okay. All right. Oh, that was much better too. He likes to drop it immediately, but that was a lot easier on that side. So he seems to have some issues over here. Let's do the back. Bends it up really good. Don't notice any tension. Does not want to pull it. Does not want to let me pull it back. There we go. Resists me just a little bit, but he's relaxing. Yeah, I can tell there's some tension in the muscles. Okay, good boy. Good boy. Let's walk around to the other side. Good boy. Such a good boy. We're gonna pick it up again. Doesn't go up quite as far as the other side, so I'm sensing trouble on this side. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's very tense right here. Okay. So we'll just let that go. All right. Well, at least we know his right side's not his best side. I know, buddy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take the phone from my niece. And I am going to, sorry about my hand there. And I'm going to ask her, Reagan, if you wouldn't mind just turning around and walking away from me. So I'm going to see his butt, okay? And then I'll have you walk towards me. But just turn around and walk straight back towards the red barrels back there. Just walk straight back. It's kind of hard to tell with his gait. Okay, turn around and walk straight towards me. When we're on the trails, he doesn't drag his feet. He's very sure-footed. But he might have some restrictions. His stride seems kind of short. Okay, stop right there. Would you mind walking then this way and then turn around and walking back the other way? He's got a really long stride in the back. His front seems shorter. And he seems to drag the back a little bit. And I wouldn't say it's a toe drag. When we were showing him, he had problems with collection a lot. So, okay. Would you mind now trot this way? Yeah, his back seems very stilted. His front now seems longer. His back seems like he's dragging it. Okay. Yeah. It's like it's not underneath him. It's like it's pulling behind him. Okay. All right, you can come towards me now, Reagan. And I'll take him back over. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to palpate him. I'm going to see if he's giving me any indication anywhere of things. And I'm going to hand her the phone back. Thank you, darling. You don't go for me. You stay right here. So, all right. And we've got a longer line on him. I think he'll stay, but I've given Reagan the line just in case he decides to move. He's her horse, so I trust her, and I trust him. All right, so we're going to do your pull here. And by the way, I did take his vitals before we started. He's in good shape and super fat. Brachiocephalic muscle. He's curious as to what I'm doing, but I'm not seeing any indications right now of anything. This side feels very relaxed. I'm going to be curious when I go to the other side what it feels like based on what we saw earlier. I'm not seeing any pain in the responses. Seems chill on this side. Okay. He's definitely out of shape. I can tell the muscles are not as defined as they used to be when we showed him a lot. But that's okay. He's kind of in retirement. It's fine. His breathing's picked up a little, so I don't know if he's anxious because he's not with his buddies. And by the way, I should say, he's not used to getting massage. I mean, he's used to getting massages and chiropractic work. It's been a while. Not from me, from a friend of mine. But we haven't done it in a while, so that's why I'm having Reagan like stand here with the lead line, just in case he decides, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. He'll just walk off. So the muscles feel tighter on this side. And he's looking at what I'm doing. I think he's looking at me. He might be looking at her. What you looking at, buddy? What you looking at? They feel much, much tighter. I'm not getting any responses though, so I don't think he's in pain. I just don't think he's very loose. Okay, down here in the semitenaceous muscle, the gastrocnemius muscle. Okay, that got a look. And his breathing's picked up a little bit. Okay. All right, buddy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start showing you some of the massage techniques that I've learned. And what I'm doing now is just what's called effleurage. And this kind of just helps get the horse ready for the massage. You just kind of long strokes, you know, light pressure, not really heavy pressure. I like to do it all up and down their muscles. Kind of gets the blood flowing, circulation, oxygenation, all that good stuff. And my hands are going to be filthy by the time I'm done. Oops, got a little sticky one there. I'm going to pull that off of you because that can't feel good. If you live in Texas, you know about those stickers. They are not, what am I doing, sweetie? I'm rubbing on you. Does that not feel so good? All right, we'll pay attention to that. We'll pay attention to that, I promise. You look in the back and say, oh, you got stickies everywhere, buddy. These little stickers, they don't feel good. They make Legos seem like nothing. And when my horses roll, they tend to roll into the stickies. All right, buddy. See, look at him right here. Laying in the pond. What am I doing? Does that feel not good? Okay. All right, you're a good boy. Careful. Okay. All right. Easy, you're a good boy. Okay. All right. So I'm going to use the effleurage throughout the whole massage, really. What we're going to do now is some petrissage techniques, and I'm going to start off with kneading. And it's kind of like you're kneading dough, about 5 to 10 pounds of pressure. You want to do it over these large muscles, like the deltoid, the triceps. So focus in on my hands, okay? Mm-hmm. Make sure she knows I'm doing this right. And I'm not feeling anything tight. I'm feeling his bone right there. Easy. Not like that. Okay. Back here, dude. You know, you can do these over, you know, all over his body, the kneading. I like to do it on the larger muscles. You know, his biceps femoris. His gluteal up here. And I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to the other side, which will be helpful to have the camera on this side. There we go. Focusing on my hands. Are you zooming in on there? Mm-hmm. And we're just going to knead. And every time, you know, I might be done with an area. I'm gonna do some effleurage, just kind of like, whew, done. Give him a break. Give him a break. Give him a break. I get massages myself and I love it. Now, does that hurt? See, he's giving me some indication. He's like, what are you doing? Feels tighter. So maybe some of the other massage techniques that we'll do here in a little bit will help. I mean, his bottom lip is quivering, which is a sign of relaxation. He might have just been curious, but it does feel tighter on this side. Okay, so that was kneading. All right. And then what we're gonna do next is compression. And compression is where you take your whole palm, a little bit harder pressure, and you're just gonna like push down on the muscles a little bit. So I'm gonna do it here. Again, gets that blood flowing. Not feeling anything. He's raising his head a little bit. Again, he could be seeing something. I saw a snake when I was walking out here earlier, so I don't think he can see that. So, got some compression going. Feels tight. Okay. And you always want to stand about, you know, at arm's length away. I feel like I'm a little close, so now I'm reminding myself to stand arm length away, about a 45-degree angle, so you can use your body, you know, weight to push in a little bit there when you need to. Okay, let's go to the other side. It's a good boy. You're such a good boy. In a circular motion, applying the pressure, feeling the muscle, seeing if I feel anything. This side feels much more relaxed, so he seems to be tighter on his right side. That's good to know. Sure. Hi, baby. Hi. He's a sweet boy. He really is. Okay. So this is kneading. Easy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. He's not a fan of this baby. Again, he's not really used to it. All right, so that was kneading. Now what we're gonna do is called muscle squeezing. This is where you kind of like grip the muscle and you know, squeeze a little, pick it up a little bit, which is a little different from picking up, but I like to do these on the legs, you know, and we'll do some up here. But when we do muscle squeezing, it's just helps, you know. He thinks, do you want me to pick up my leg, Mom? Okay. And since I'm up here, I'll go ahead and do it up here. Ooh, what's that, he says. So I'm just picking it up a little bit, squeezing it. Picking up, squeezing it. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah. And I don't need to go to the other side for this because I'm already doing the squeezing up here, but I'll go to the other side for the legs. Go down here, squeeze a little bit. Doesn't seem to be a fan of that. We're gonna go to the other side, try his other back leg here. And he could just be, he's very used to, oh no, this is much better. Okay, good boy. That was better, maybe because it's tight. Huh? All right. He's very good about picking up his legs, which is probably why he thinks, okay, you're down here. Do you want me to pick it up? Okay. So that was muscle squeezing. All right. Now what we're going to do is the picking up, I guess. And what I'm going to do here is more just like you're down here and you just want to pick the leg, pick the muscles up. Get them toned. I don't want your leg, buddy. There we go. He said, what are you doing? And I'm not squatting as well as I should. I need to practice that a little bit more. I know, buddy. Okay, it's all right. It's okay. Okay, I'm gonna try that again. Get yourself squared up. Come on. Come here. Square up. Square up. There you go. Easy. Woo. Woo. Okay. Picking up. Okay, I'm going to let you to work more on that side. All right, going to go around to the other side. And again, I think he's just picking up his leg because he's used to us doing that when we want his legs. Could be he doesn't like it. Feels kind of tight right here. So, might work on that in a little bit with some of the other techniques. Easy. Easy. Okay. All right. This is quite a workout. Now what I'm going to do is ringing. So these are just going to be nice, like you're wringing out a cloth. Nice, soft pressure across his back. Just gets things moving again. All right, I'm going to go around to the other side. Is a good boy. Who's a good boy? Shiloh's a good boy. Ringing, just light pressure, very rhythmic. I do it really slow, especially since he hasn't been used to this in a while. Okay. All right. So that was ringing. Now what I'm going to do is do some strokes, or techniques rather I should say. The first one is shaking, and that's where you use your whole hand and you just kind of shake the muscle. Breaks up adhesions, breaks up some scar tissue. And you want to use these on the big muscles. Deltoid, triceps, gluteal here in the back. Sometimes he thinks I'm pushing on him and he'll move, but I'm not. So I'm not using a whole lot of pressure. I'm just shaking a little bit, shaking the muscle. We're into the other side. Oh boy. Continuing to use the effleurage strokes in between. And if I'm giving a normal massage, I would of course spend a lot longer on the muscles, so he'll probably get a really good massage tomorrow when we clean him. So I'm just shaking him. Okay. I know. What are we doing? So, all right. Okay. All right. Now what we're going to do is called friction. And friction is a little bit, it's a circular movement. It's a little bit stronger pressure, a little bit, breaking up those adhesions more. If you're feeling any tightness in the muscle, I don't like this. That was a little bonier, you'll see from that. Boy. You are very hairy, dude. I can tell. So doing the friction. It's different from shaking and it's a circular movement. Along the big muscles back here and on his deltoid and triceps. I'm going to go around to the other side. Ooh, this is a workout. I forgot how hard people work on me when I get massages. It's very tight. Very tight. Okay, come up here. Again, this is the friction movement. Ooh, did that feel something? I feel like it's moving really well in there. do is we're going to do what's called skin rolling. So where you pick up the skin, it helps with the elasticity of the skin. So you pick it up and you just roll it. And you want to do this obviously on the meaty portions of the horse, not on the bony portions. Helps with skin elasticity. He seems to like that. I'm watching his face. Does that feel good, buddy? Does that feel good? Can't get a whole lot of skin rolling back here, but we'll try a little bit. All right. Other side. What you're doing is you're picking up the skin and you're rolling it back towards your fingers. Again, improves the elasticity. You doing okay, buddy? Not getting a real action. His lips quivering a little, so there we go. The last thing I'm going to do here as far as the petrissage strokes go is the vibration. And you don't ever want to do the vibration for longer than 2 or 3 minutes because it's very intense. And in between every 23 seconds you want to give them some effleurage strokes. You can do it on their legs with your hands, which is what I'll do first, and then I'll come back using my fingers around this meaty portion and that portion back there. That's called point vibration. And it really just, again, breaks up, any adhesions, any scar tissue you may have. Basically, you're just applying pressure, you're just vibrating your hand. All right. Need some help getting up there, buddy. Not as young as I used to be. Putting a lot of weight back here, so that's probably why he's not letting me get. He feels tense, but I think it's because of the weight. Okay. Sorry, we're going back and forth so much, but you got to do both sides, right? All right. We'll do this last one, and then I'll do some point vibration. What are you doing there, buddy? You're like, what are you doing? The legs feel really good. They don't feel as tight. Now I'll have to work myself up. This is like a sport in of itself. So again, with vibration, point vibration, it's just your fingers and you're just shaking them really hard. And again, if I can feel it, oh, see, I can feel that's tight. You never want to do it longer than 2 to 3 minutes, and every 20 or 30 seconds, give some effleurage strokes. All right, let's go do the other side. You're being such a good boy. You're being such a good sport. The vibration is supposed to be faster. That's the difference from the shaking. And it's a little bit heavier pressure. Because that's why I could feel it was so tight on that side. It's supposed to be a faster movement. No, I should say, the faster you go, that stimulation, slower it gives him a little bit of soothing. On most of the massage techniques, but there's a few that are like that. Okay, now we're going to move on to what's called tapiment, and I'm sure I said that wrong. What we're going to do is tapiment is a bit of there's beating, there's cupping, there's palming, there's, cupping, clapping. So there's several different kinds of techniques you can use. Most of these should be done on the bigger muscles. Again, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with clapping, and it's not 5 to 10 pounds of pressure, not much at all. You're just going to go across the back. And what's so funny is I do this all the time with my horses. And I didn't even know, oh, what? Okay, there was a little bit of reaction there. So I'm thinking there's some sensitivity there. So I'm gonna put the lesser pressure. Okay, buddy, it's all right. He gave me a look. He's like, no, don't like it. So I'm gonna do some effleurage here. I'm gonna move to the other side and do some clapping. Again, over the meaty portions. Not the same reaction that I got on the other side. Okay. So we definitely know that he has a problem there on his near his gluteal muscles. This just helps, I think, break up the massage too. It gets the blood flowing again. All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do some cupping. Cupping is where you use the palm of your hand, and you can go around the rib areas, the more bony areas. Of course, on him, it's also very meaty there, but we're going to do cupping right here. Not as much pressure and a lot softer. Gets the same results though. I gotta find a good rhythm. Do you like this, or are you just curious as to what I'm doing? Probably both. Probably both. Okay. So this is cupping, and he's standing there really good. I don't know if he finds this enjoyable, but he knows I'm trying to help him. Again, so that was cupping. So what we're going to do now is called hacking. It's like a karate chop. Again, it's a little bit harder pressure. It just kind of gives you that, breaks up the monotony, I think, of the massage, but also just helps jar the muscles so that they know something's going on. Now I'm going back here in this area and I'm getting a reaction again. So there's something going on back here. So I'm going to be watching for that and maybe working on it a little bit this week. So this is hacking. And I'm sorry, I know that this is super sensitive, but you're being such a good sport for me. Okay. You getting bored with the whole thing? Almost. So, beating and pounding are the last two Teppoment strokes or techniques. And you always want to do the cupping, clapping, hacking before you do these strokes. So the first thing we're going to do is the beating. So you take a closed fist, very loose closed fist. Not much pounds of pressure, maybe 5 to 10. And you want to do this around the big areas again. After you've done these other, the effleurage, the petrissage, and some of the Teppoment strokes, this just really is good to kind of just, break up what you've done. Kind of loosens up the muscle. Again, it's just very light fist. I'm not closed tight at all. Okay, buddy. All right. Like, I'm done with that side. He really is a patient horse. But he's also very, into his buddies. What is that, baby? Got something right there. We're going to need to get that out later. So this is beating. Pounding is the very last stroke, and I'm going to do it all over, but I'm going to be especially interested to see what he does back here, because pounding is a little bit more, it's like 15 to 25 pounds of pressure. Your fist is closed a little bit more, and it's not like you're striking him, but you are hitting a little bit harder. He feels nice and loose up there. I'm interested. He's tensing up when I go back here. I can feel it. I can feel him like tightening. Okay, buddy. All right. You're doing really good, buddy. Okay, he doesn't like that. He moves away from me. Could be because our horses have learned a lot in respect. So like if we're putting pressure on them, they'll move away from the human. Or it could be it's not feeling good. As I'm doing the effleurage strokes, he still feels really tight and he's turning towards me. So I'm gonna knock off that for now and go back and revisit that later this week. Okay, buddy. This feels fine, no reaction. Nice and loose. All right. So overall, I'm going to do later this week, probably focus a lot on this right side and then back where his gluteal and his semitoneus muscle is back here on the left. Because that's where he's showing the most reaction. And as I said, as I'm doing, effleurage strokes, as I'm doing palpations, I can feel that he's super tight on this side. And I think Reagan would even tell you, she's riding him, sometimes he won't go to one side or the other when they're doing lead changes, and that can have a lot to do with it. Overall, he's in really good health. I think he just needs a really good massage. And I think he'll be good, and I'd be interested to see what your assessment is of him after we show you this video. Thank you so much.